Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you guys can tell from the title, I'll be doing the fourth part of the chocolate collection from Etude House, and this is the Etude House Loacker collection. So previously they had the Kit Kat version, the Hershey's version, the Hershey's Kisses version, and then they have this one. And I believe I've done all other three as well. And I was lucky enough for Etude House to send me the whole collection. I also want to thank my friend Judy for recommending me to Etude House as well, because if it wasn't for her, I don't think Etude House would be reaching out to me, to be honest. In terms of the collection, I was really excited to have this because this really brings back childhood memory. Like in New Zealand, there's only like maybe a store or two that you can actually get this from, but even then it's actually, you know, obviously shipped from overseas. And before they actually had this particular locker, you know, the snack, I remember always going back to Malaysia and to Thailand, and just this would be the first thing I would buy to eat, especially like the wafer package, because I absolutely love the wafer. And my favorite one is actually the hazelnut flavor. So actually getting this actually really bring back the memory, and I'm really excited to review this. The way I'm going to do this video is I'm going to show you guys demo looks of each of the eyeshadow palettes as well as I talk through, so that the video wouldn't be too long, if that makes sense. So in terms of the collection, it comes in 3 different eyeshadow palettes, 2 blushes and 2 tint. So let's talk about the eyeshadow palette first. It's just cardboard boxes, and this is the vanilla flavor, the hazelnut flavor, and then this is the strawberry flavor. Now in terms of how you name the hazelnut flavor, Napolitana, I don't think I'm saying it right, so I'm just gonna say the hazelnut flavor. When you open up, this is how the eyeshadow palette look like, which I think is so stinking cute. It just looked like a little wafer, and it's very tiny, very travel size, and very lightweight. Now the way they have actually put the eyeshadow palette is that they have make sure that it actually provides a creamy matte, a light blur matte, and also a moist jelly matte. So a lot of it has this matte under base. Now I have to tell you that in terms of applying on the finger, it's actually very smooth, but all of these eyeshadow palettes do have quite a bit of fallout, so just keep in mind of that. And the texture that I like the most is actually the moist jelly matte, because it is so like the word moist, but also it's like very soft, very jelly like, and the shimmer just glide on so beautifully on the eyes. And when I meant apply beautifully, you have to use your finger, because it just appears more than actually using a brush. And I have to say that all of the shimmers, you can use it as an alternative as a highlighter as well. Like that's how good it looks on the face as a highlighter. And when you do want to apply with a highlighter, you can use a highlighter brush, because somehow it's just much more nicer. You don't need to be as obvious as an eyeshadow. I like that each packaging actually has this color here, so I can see that the pink is the strawberry, the brown is the hazelnut, and then the white is the vanilla. So let's talk about the vanilla one first, which I feel is actually the lightest colors in the collection. And again, it has 4 colors, and they're all like neutral beige toned matte colors. I personally feel that out of all these 3, this is probably like my least favorite, or the one that I will use the least, because it's just too light for me, you know, because when I wear makeup, I'm not the type that wear on a daily basis. I like to have darker colors on my eyes, just because I feel like it just suits me more. But for those who like it on a natural basis, on a daytime look, something very neutral, lightweight, you guys will probably like this more, because the darkest color is probably this chocolate brown, and there's only so much you can do to actually build it up. However, this golden brown color is actually really nice for the shimmery shade. And in terms of the second one, I can't really use much of this other than using it as a base. I can't really use it as like a blending color as well, because it's just too pale for my skin. But this third color here is good for the crease, but again, it takes a while to actually build it up. However, I managed to play around with this and actually managed to do a color combo eyeshadow look out of this, and it looks okay. Like it's just very natural. It's just not my kind of vibe, but like I'm sure there'll be some of you guys that actually really like this. Next one, I'm going to aim to say the name, which is the Napolitana, which is aka Hazelnut for me, and I would have to say this is probably my favorite color in the palette. And this is how the colors look like. So in terms of this is more like a neutral brick brown with a lot of hazelnut color, you know, base, and you know, you get all this dark brown shade, and it's just so beautiful. I love all 4 colors. Like, you know, the first one straight away I can use it as a base or for my crease. The second one has a bit of like a matte and also a little bit of pearl, but it's not that apparent, which I like to use it as like a base as well. Actually, the first one I use it more for like a crease or like blending, and the third one, the shimmery shade, like this moist jelly matte, is so beautiful. It's like specks of gold and like combination of red brown, and it's just so beautiful. Like it's a really beautiful combo, and actually applying on the eyes is so nice. So with this particular eyeshadow palette, I created like a halo eye effect where I put the dark brown on the front of my eye and the back, and then leave the middle blank, and then put the shimmery on top, and it just looks so beautiful. Like this dark brown shade is so lovely as well, and I absolutely love this dark shade because I can actually deepen up the eye look. Absolutely love the combo of this eyeshadow palette. Last but not least is the raspberry yogurt one, which is what I'm currently wearing right now. When I first saw this, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this a lot, because if you guys haven't watched my my least favorite Korean makeup, like my brain is so bad lately, like the pregnancy brain is bad, guys. But anyway, I did one where I talk about eyeshadow palettes I haven't used much, and I've noticed that I haven't really used much like rosy shade, so I wasn't sure if I would be into this. But actually using it today, I was actually very impressed with the look I've managed to create it. Like the combo of all of this is so beautiful. It's like a beautiful neutral pink, mauvey, rose tone shades. Like the first one, at first I thought would be too pale, but I use it as like a base. The second one is the Moist Jelly, which is a beautiful pink shimmery shade, which I also use as a highlighter today. And then for the third one, which is a beautiful rosy shade, I use this more for like the base as well, and also a bit on the crease. And on top of it, I layer with this beautiful dark brown shade with a hint of rosy tone as well for like, you know, the wing part. And the combo of this is actually absolutely beautiful. And what I also did with this particular one is that with this third pinky shade, I actually use it for my blush, and surprisingly I love the turnout of this as a blush. You just have to make sure you find like a smaller blush brush to actually apply this, because obviously this palette is not that big and you don't want to touch the brown or the shimmery shade. And yeah, just be careful of that. But other than that, I love how it looks like. And again, I did mention that I use this shimmery shade for the highlighter on my cheekbone and on my nose as well, and I just love the combo of it. I definitely like that this is, you know, multi-purpose. It's like a 3-in-1 face product that you can, you know, carry around, and it's, yeah, lightweight as well. So definitely very impressed with this. For the blusher, it comes in 2 colors, and again, this is the packaging, Vanilla and Napolitana, which is like aka Hazel. And the first one is this vanilla one. When I first saw this, I felt that it was very light, and I actually doubted myself, and I was like, is this a blusher or is this actually a contour shade? And when I actually put this on, surprisingly there's actually color to it, and it looks more like a very soft apricot, orangey, corally beige color for me. And surprisingly, I actually quite like it. Like, I actually didn't mind it, and it didn't look pale on me at all. Definitely give me a bit of color, but not like the most extravagant color that I wanted. Like, it's just like a apricot beige. So if you guys like something light, something natural, go for this. Or if you're like me, I would go for number 2. And this one is much more beautiful. It's much more of a muted pinky shade, and yeah, I love this one more. And this is definitely very beautiful as well on the cheek, which I absolutely love. This blusher, in terms of the texture, is actually really soft and creamy, and it just applies so nicely and so smooth and evenly on the face. I was actually very impressed with these two blushes. Last but not least are tints, and the first one is Classic Vanilla, and this one is more of like, again, like a corally beigey shade, so it looks more like an orangey shade for me, and I feel like this feels a little bit too pale on my lips. But yeah, in terms of the texture, it applies so smooth, guys. Like, it gives you a very nice blur finish, like a moussey finish, and so creamy, easy to layer, easy to apply as a gradient, easy to apply as a fuller lip. It's definitely very comfortable. I honestly prefer the second one, which is the Napolitana one, and this one is like a very beautiful, warm, rosy, they call it like a pepper red color. For me, it's more like a brick, warm, rosy shade, and I feel like this color really reminds me of the Hershey Kisses tint as well with this particular shade. But again, I love how it looks like on my lips. It's more of like a reddish brown shade, but what I actually prefer more is actually doing a combo. So first applying the vanilla as a fuller lip, and then going over with number 2 Napolitana for the middle part to create this beautiful combo here, so that it doesn't look too light or too dark on for me. Like, it's just like a very nice medium shade, and it's just very neutral looking. I actually love the combo, and it's so easy to create this combo as well. And in terms of the tint, it's actually quite small as well. It's more like a travel size, I feel. It's not like a full tint that Etude House usually have. I just have to state that. And apparently this one do have scent, and I haven't smelled it yet. It's supposed to give you like a wafer like scent, so I'm gonna smell it for you guys. No, I can't tell. Like, the fact that I can't smell it when applying already tell you that it's gonna be a very faint smell. No, I can't smell it. I know some YouTubers say they can smell it, but for me, I can't really smell it. So yeah, the scent is not heavy at all. It just doesn't smell like wafer for me. I don't know, or maybe because I know what this two wafer flavor actually smell like, and for me, just automatically think of that rather than what it's supposed to smell like. I'm not sure, but for me, it's not scented at all. So that's my overall review of all of this eyeshadow palettes, blusher, and tint. I'm actually super amazed with this. Really enjoyed this collection. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys are going to try it. I know it's definitely out. I think some websites are doing like pre-order, but some websites, by the time I upload this, is probably ready for you guys to purchase. Let me know what you guys are keen on trying, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.